This was not reckless driving. This was murder.
In the early hours just before sunrise on July 31st, 2022, an horrific tragedy was about to unfold. The three young adults involved were the driver, 19-year-old Mackenzie Shirilla, her boyfriend, 20-year-old DOMINIC RUSSO, and their mutual friend, 19-year-old DAVION FLANAGAN. The trio had been smoking cannabis prior to getting into the car. Shirilla, then 17, had chosen to drive an obscure route in order to carry out a sick, premeditated plan. Her plan, unbeknown to either of her unsuspecting passengers, was to drive her car at full speed into a pipe-fitting manufacturing building in Strongville, Ohio. Her intent was to take the lives of all on board. It was well known to just about everyone who knew the couple that their relationship had always been quite toxic. Even so, nobody suspected that Shirilla was planning to kill herself and her boyfriend. Shirilla had not anticipated that DAVION FLANAGAN would be present when she executed her plan, nor did she wish any ill on him. In her twisted mind, his unfortunate, unplanned presence that morning marked his likely demise as nothing more than collateral damage. At approximately 5:35 in the morning, the car suddenly accelerated to 100 miles per hour, straight toward the manufacturing plant. Flanagan and Russo were killed on impact. Against all odds, Shirilla sustained only relatively minor injuries. The security footage seen here shows the trio careening down the back street. The impact happened seconds later and was just out of the view of this video. A passerby noticed the grisly scene about 45 minutes after the crash had taken place. The Good Samaritan called 911 to report the incident, and first responders arrived shortly thereafter. Russo and Flanagan were pronounced dead at the scene, while Shirilla was found unconscious, trapped inside the wreckage. Shirilla had pressed down on the accelerator with such force that her fuzzy Prada slipper had reportedly become stuck to the accelerator. It was apparent that she never made any effort to hit the brakes. Shirilla was taken to the hospital to be treated for relatively minor injuries. After coming to in the hospital, she was informed by law enforcement that she was responsible for taking the lives of Russo and Flanagan. Even after learning that she had just taken 2 lives, she had the gall to ask the officers, "Can you just take my license for like 10 years or something?" This question demonstrated not only a sickening lack of willingness to accept responsibility for her behavior, but a shocking lack of remorse for taking the lives of 2 people she supposedly cared about. When questioned by police, she firmly insisted that she had no recollection of the moments leading up to the crash. This was seen by some as an attempt to set up for a temporary insanity defense or to otherwise gain some degree of leniency. Either way, this claim did absolutely nothing to help her defense or to obtain a more lenient sentence. Social media posts like the following TikTok video give us a better idea of who Mackenzie was as a person. This video was shown during her trial by the prosecution.
I'm not even cool. I'm just one of those girls that can do a lot of drugs and not die. I'm not even cool. I'm just one of those girls that can do a lot of drugs and not die.
Mackenzie Shirilla was found guilty on all 12 charges against her, including 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of aggravated vehicular homicide, 2 counts of felonious assault, possession of criminal tools, drug possession, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Since the judge allowed her to serve her sentences concurrently, she won't be eligible for parole until she has served the full amount of time as her longest sentence, which in this case is 15 years for murder. She will be eligible for parole in 2038 at age 34, although the judge does not suspect it will actually be granted to her at that point. For when she does re-enter into society, the judge made a point to make sure she never drives again by suspending her driving privileges for life. Well, this is quite different from my usual video, but this case really intrigued me. It's a fascinating, but yet really tragic story. And her getting 15 years to life, being eligible for parole after 15 years after taking 2 lives. Do you think that that was a fair sentence? Granted, she was a minor when the offense occurred, but even so, 15 years doesn't seem like a whole lot of time to be incarcerated after taking 2 lives. Let me know what you think down in the comments.
Hey everyone, Drew here from Mad Cat Mysteries, and I hope you enjoyed the video you just watched. If you did, you can click on the subscribe button below. I'd appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.